everyone. Welcome to my craft room. I'm Whitney Lucas with Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots. And today's Facebook live stream is going to be on a smaller kitchen arrangement. I did a little experiment with some spray foam that I'd never used before. And we'll see how that goes. I'll show you guys exactly what happened. So how is everyone doing today? Let me clear the comments up here and I'll take a peek down here. All right. Hi, Dell, Joyce, Sharon, Joanne, Bonita, Oregon. Hi, guys. Carol, yeah, it's hot in Pennsylvania. It's hot in Vegas, too. I'm not ready for it yet. Not ready. 82 in Bristol, Tennessee. Hi, Connie. Okay, girls, let's get started. What I did was yesterday I purchased some spray foam, and this is it. I have no clue which one to buy. When I was on The Greatest Crafter in the World, Amber had said that she uses spray foam instead of floral styrofoam. So I said, light bulb, let me go try it too. So I bought this kind. Couldn't tell you why. I just picked it because it was the cheapest one. I got it at Walmart. It's called Great Stuff, insulating foam, gaps and cracks. Now, this thing has so many warnings on the label that it basically almost scared me into not using it. Because I read labels and I follow rules, and my husband's like, you're going to be fine. And I was like, yeah, but I'm a rule follower. So I almost didn't use it just because I said, well, is this really worth the risk of all these scary things listed on this label here? See this label? This label is frightening to read. Absolutely terrifying if you're not in the construction business. I'm thinking, wait a minute. This stuff is made to put it in your home. It's meant to fix things around plumbing and insulation and, electrical, all kinds of stuff, right? But it's so flammable, it's not funny. Well, styrofoam is flammable too. My Christmas tree is flammable too. So lots of the stuff that we use in our crafting and our decorating and our home stuff, that stuff's all flammable too. So I kind of had to get over it. Right? So I used it. And it turned out okay. It takes 15 minutes to get tacky, and then it said 8 hours to cure. So I did this yesterday. I left it in my garage, and let me tell you, this is what we're putting our arrangement in today, guys. Remember I told you I'm doing a kitchen theme. So this is a loaf pan from Walmart. It's a little bread pan or a loaf pan from Walmart. This was 88 cents. So if I ruined it, I wouldn't have been too sad because it was only 88 cents, right? So I filled it with the spray foam, right? And I stuck it in the garage. And then when my husband got home from work, he said, why did you put the food in the garage? I said, what are you talking about? I found a new talent, you guys. You guys already saw my yarn carrots. If you don't, there's a video on YouTube for that. You saw my yarn carrots, so I got I'm going to do like a food theme. I can do fake food. So what do you guys think of my bread? Isn't this the most awesome thing you've ever seen in your life? Check that out. That's awesome. It seriously does look like bread. Because it didn't, it says on there to give it room to expand. First time, didn't realize it really seriously does look like bread. My husband's like, yeah, you should paint it. Seriously, paint it. And then just leave it in the kitchen. I was like, yeah, maybe if I did, if I staged model homes or something. But seriously, guys, if you want to make some fake bread for your house or your kitchen, just put this spray foam in there and fill it up to about right here. And then overnight it will grow. It's kind of awesome. Let's see. Let's see a little bit watching. Oh, Joanne, I'm watching from Dredgeville. Where are the babies today? Oh, Joanne, they're not in here because of the squeaky. They're not in here. They're in that my door is closed and the babies are not allowed in today. Bought the same one. I felt the same way. It was okay. Good to know, Linda. Okay, good. Marsha, Whitney, I am a rule follower tool, but the spray foam is okay. Yeah, again, scares just... Terrible, terrible, frightening warnings. So you may die if you use this. Well, how badly do I not want to buy styrofoam? So I just thought that was cute, guys. So this is what we're going to use today. I'm going to see how it is. My only concern now is that this is so super light In hindsight now, I should have probably weighted it down with some rocks or something under here first to glue them in. Because this is super light. So we'll see if this guy starts to get top heavy. I'm going to have to kind of be conscious as to how tall I'm making my arrangement so this thing doesn't just constantly tip over. But I'm sorry. I'd follow the rules, not follow what other people are doing. Stick to the styrofoam and glue gun. That's the purpose, not foam insulation for your house. Bad stuff. Charlotte, it's basically, it says on the label, Charlotte, after it's cured, it's no longer toxic. It's just telling you a lot of warnings on wearing the proper protection while you're using it. Mainly glasses, gloves, eye protectant. Make sure you're in a very well ventilated area. So I did it outside in my backyard, stuff like that. I probably went way too far with it, but that's basically all it is. After it dries, it's completely safe and no longer toxic, which is why it's used in your home. I'm pretty sure everybody's house who was built after a certain time has this stuff in it. But we'll see how it goes. I have some really strange looking canisters coming up that I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get a good fill of styrofoam. So I might actually use a combination of the two, where I'll put some styrofoam in the middle, and then I might spray this stuff around it after I've secured the styrofoam in. And then that would probably basically maybe keep it in its own shell more. I'm not sure. But it's all experimentation. Remember I said this was 88 cents at Walmart. But I thought it would be super cute to do a cute little kitchen arrangement in it to put on your bar, on your, well, I guess like a breakfast bar or on a kitchen island, anything that'd be cute. This would be cute, really, like right next to my sink. In my old house, I had a kitchen island with my sink in it, and I had this big expanse in front of it that kind of didn't have a purpose unless I had people over and I was entertaining. So this would be really cute, like right in the kitchen island. So that's what we're going to do today, and I'm going to show you guys. It's going to basically be flowers, and then I got some other cute kitchen stuff to go along with it. Oh, Linda, you made fake cupcakes with the spray foam. That's cute. Ice cream cones. That's cute, Bonnie. If you read the warnings on aspirin, you'd never touch it either. That's true. That's very true. I quit reading some of that stuff, even prescriptions that doctors give you. Let me put a blanket warning out. I'm very safe. I make sure and I research everything. I don't just do whatever people tell me to. Trust me, I am my own person. PSA over. That is true. Half the stuff we read, if we read it all, we probably wouldn't know. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you one thing. My Christmas tree, if you read the labels on your Christmas trees, unless you go with a real tree, and then a real tree is basically kindling, it's all flammable too. So, Christmas lights set fire to your tree, we're all SOL, guys. So I was like, all right, I need to get over this and just keep going. I didn't let the label scare me, and now I have bread. It's kind of cute, huh? Hi, Whitney. Loved your arrangement from the competition. Enjoyed watching and voted for you every day. You were a winner to me. Thank you, Luann. Appreciate that. Okay. Carol, it's fine. I have used it for some time now. Good, good. Okay, good, guys. Yep, first time. So I'm almost tempted to do this again and paint it and then just like fake out my mom and my sister and like paint it like it's actually bread and then just give it to them. Like wrap it up like it's a Christmas. I'm pretty sure my sister's not watching, but anyways, I plan on I'm going to like pull a prank on them because that looks pretty hilarious to me. But apparently you can cut it, you can paint it, you can sand it. So I'm going to shave down some of the sides so I can get this more closer to the base here. I don't want it to be too top heavy because it's super light and it's probably going to tip over. So other kitchen ideas or other items to put in here to make it a kitchen theme. If you guys watched my competition on Greatest Crafter in the World, I just went to most of the kitchen aisles on some stores, and I'm talking about the dollar store. You can go to Dollar Tree. Also, there's a store where I live called Big Lots. Used to be called McFrugal's, and before that was known as Pick and Save. So if you guys are all familiar with these, Pick and Save was a really old name from the West Coast back in the day. And McFrugal's was actually my first job, well, it was my second job while I was in high school. So it's just a discount place where you can get pretty much anything that they've bought from other people and marked them down. So it's like another little penny saver or something like that. I got kitchenwares from them. Wal-mart. Target might be a little bit expensive, but I also went to TJ Maxx and I got this really cute baking pan that's pink, and that is going to be a YouTube video separately in my other, like, so many part series of my kitchen theme stuff. So you guys keep an eye out for that. And that's the one that I might use more spray foam in. We'll see how it goes. So other than that, I got a 3-whisk set from Walmart. I already used one of them in the other one, so I'm going to use this shorter one here today. And then this, I got this bag of little wooden, just these little wooden kitchen tools. This was $1.50. I do not know where I purchased it, but it was $1.50. This might have been Walmart, you guys. I don't know. As I wrote on it, $1.50. And Big Lots does, Big Lots puts stickers on their stuff. So I don't think I got this. I got this at Walmart for $1.50. I'll probably use a couple out of here. And then I also got this. I paid $4 for it, but they're super cute. Do you see these little rubber spatulas? They're little tiny ones. They're so cute. And I like the color red. It was really cute. So I got whisks and spoons and rubber spatulas, and and then I also got this at Walmart when I got the loaf pan and the other thing. It says "Live, Love, Eat." It's just a little cute, tiny little sign, and I'll tell you here. This is 5 by 5. It's 5 inches by 5 inches, and they had a couple different designs. It was only $1.44 at Walmart. So it's the same. I don't go to Walmart very often, but let me tell you, this trip turned into a very expensive Walmart trip because I was buying all kinds of stuff. So this was only $1.44, so I couldn't pass it up. And I'm going to put it in the arrangement today. So hopefully maybe it'll balance it out if I stick it right in the middle. And then I won't have to worry about stuff kind of falling left or right. So that's it for that. My flowers, I kind of wanted to stay with. I got some more daisies. These are left over from the centerpiece, the floral centerpiece that I did. That was like 3 placemats that I glued together. That's a separate YouTube video. These are some leftover daisies. So I'm going to stick with like yellows. I did yellow, orange, and then I got some pink here. These are Hobby Lobby pink freesia. I'm going to stick all those together. And I don't think that the pink really makes a difference when you stick this in here because this has got red in it. So I like the pink and the orange and the yellow together. Then the $1.44, that guy. It's got a lot of blue on it. So I decided to grab this range of ribbon. Now this is a very old Sam's Club purchase from probably like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. It was their 50-yard spring ribbon from a while ago. I have never opened it because I haven't found a use for this particular color. It's a sheer one too, so we'll see how this works. And then these 2 guys here aren't wired. These were accidental purchases from Paper Mart long time ago, but I'm going to make them work. I'll show you guys how you can use non-wired ribbon. Basically, you're going to make a lot of loops and you're going to make them big enough so that they stand up on their own. Then we also might depend on some of the other props and flowers to hold them up, but I think we'll be fine because I've used a lot of this color. I have like 6 or 7 colors of this style because I wasn't paying attention when I was ordering online and I bought almost every color, but I didn't realize that it wasn't wired. So that's basically my ribbon selection. I thought the turquoise would look good because I got a turquoise sign here. And then all of these bright colors still look good together, you know, for spring. Spring and summer, we're coming into the brightly colored happy months. Happy as in glad it's not snowing, but I'm not so happy because it'll be like 150 degrees here. Cindy Woods, let's see. Hi, Whitney. First time watching live on Facebook. Seen some of your videos on YouTube. Love your designs. Thank you so much. Welcome to my Facebook page. Hi, Whitney. Loved your arrangement on the competition. You rocked it. Voted every day for you. Thank you. Appreciate it, Letty. You guys are great. Yeah, you guys were like super like vigilant on that. I really appreciate that. It was so much fun. So what I'm going to do is, greenery. I almost forgot. You guys, I got a lot of greenery as far as like leftover pieces. These 2 guys here are brand new from Michael's this past week or 2. They were clearancing out all of their spring, not clearancing, but it was like 50% off. So this was like in the area where you could pick out all the little like fairy gardens and succulents and all that stuff. So these are these tiny little bushes. I was able to get them for $1.91. So I got 2 of those. I might not use them both. And then these are all leftovers. This is what's left over from Hobby Lobby fern. This was an old Joann's thing. Could not tell you what I paid for it, but it's got yellow in it, so I grabbed it. I'll probably just use it just to get rid of it. And then I have a couple pieces left on this. This was from, it says Ashland, so this is Michael's. This is a Michael's purchase that I only have like a couple pieces left on that, so I can use these pretty much to maybe fill in some holes behind signs, you know, to hide some of the behind the scenes that you don't really want people to see, how all the things are secured in. So that's pretty much all I have for the greenery. And we'll kind of spread it all out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the main pieces, these large pieces first, and then I'm going to do the bow, and then I'll fill in the flowers around it. I'm going to do a little bit different of a system, because normally I'll do a lot of flowers first, but for this one I need to make sure that I am spacing it out properly because of how lightweight this guy is. I don't want it to be top heavy. So for future reference, if you guys decide to do this, put something in the bottom to weight it down first. I probably would have glued some rocks in here first, so that this thing would have some weight to it, because this thing is super light. I mean, you could really you could really launch this across the room. So guys, I'm gonna pound down here to my craft table and show you guys how I'm gonna do this. I want to put the sign in first. So I need to get rid of all this stuff on the back. Let's see if I can get this off properly. I don't know if that's going to work out. I at least want to get the tag off so no one can see the $1.44 on the back of it. Now, all the flowers I'm going to put in here and the greenery, it's going to cover it just fine, but yeah, it's going to be one of those tags that just doesn't want to... You know why they do that, you know? It's so... I mean, I get why they do it, because people take tags off of stuff and they're dishonest, but it's like, really, do you have to put this much adhesive on stuff? Got majority of it off, guys, so hold on one sec. It's taking the paint off with it, geez. Yeah, it could have been my blade too, who knows. It's a good thing it doesn't have to be seen. Oh, Lord. Okay, I have officially lost my patience. So we're leaving that on, but we're going to make sure that we cover this all with flowers so that no one can see how ugly that is. Let's see, guys. What are we doing here? Voted for you as well. Love your Facebook and YouTube videos. Your creativity inspires me. Thank you, Margaret. That's so nice to hear. That's exactly what I like to do. Hey, hope you all are doing well. Thank you, Lana, I'm sorry. Snowing here in Nebraska. Oh, snowing? It was super windy these last couple days, and then it got a little cold, but then it got warm enough, which is why I got no sleeves on. It got really warm and confused everything. Then it got a little cold again. I haven't turned my air conditioning on yet, which is a good thing, because I don't want that power bill yet. Out here in Nevada, it's one of those things you accept when it gets to about 100 and some degrees. Well, I mean, even if it's 80 degrees outside, inside the house, it's just hot. And then you open the windows, and then all the bugs and the dirt comes in. But I haven't done that yet. I have opened the window a little bit at night, but then we go to bed and close it all off. Okay, so this guy's not coming off as well as I'd want it to. Let me see if I can get it with this. Yeah, I got it, sort of. Oh, there we go. That's a really big staple for such a little tiny thing. And I'm really tearing up the back of this. I'm not leaving this hanger on because I don't like it. If that's why you guys are wondering what I'm doing. I don't like the hanger, so I'm taking it off. And we're going to turn this into a pick. I'm going to make this sign stand up in the middle of my arrangement. So what I'm going to do is use everybody's favorite chopsticks. I know you guys love it when I use chopsticks. There are people who actually got super offended that I use chopsticks. I got some wonderful messages about it. And as you can see, I'm still using them because it's a piece of wood, okay? So what I'm going to do is I want to put it in diagonally, so I'm going to show you guys how I'm making sure that it's diagonal. Here is our little arrangement, right? I want this guy to kind of sit in like this. I don't want it straight up and down because that's kind of boring. I want it to sit in a little bit diagonally crooked. And then we're going to have a lot of stuff going around it because I'm going to put my bow here. And then I'm going to fill the rest in around with flowers. So what I need to do is I'm going to make sure I have one dowel coming straight off of this corner right here. So I can make sure I have the diagonal I want because I definitely want it to stick in like this. So this is basically how I want it. Yes. So all I'm doing is making sure that my dowel, chopstick, wood dowel, whatever you use, I want to make sure that it is diagonally even with this corner here. And let's see if my staple gun will allow me to do this. Otherwise, we're going to glue it. Nice. All right, we're going to do it and we're going to glue it. Okay. So if you see here, this is a little loose, but I was able to use my staple gun and staple two of these on. So I'm going to do that with the other one as well. See, it's definitely too loose. Let me get my hammer out, guys. This is what I do on the back of my signs, too, if I can't get them to work. This is probably going to shake. See my little tiny hammer? Isn't it cute? This is going to shake everything badly. Let me try and do it right on here so it doesn't shake the camera too much. Basically, I'm just beating it. Beating the staples further into the back of the sign. So there is the premise. I'm going to put the other one. We'll put the other one. I'm just going to follow parallel to this one. And I'm going to put the other one probably right about here. And again, we're going to make sure we put enough flowers behind it to cover all this up. But this is just to make sure that this guy doesn't go anywhere. Okay, and then I'm going to do like we would normally on any other kind of, like if you're preparing this for a wreath, we'd put a bunch of hot glue on those. So this is how it's going to stick in. Do you see, guys, how that came about? So now I can put it in here with a cute little diagonal to it. Finally made it. I was in my garden. Well, welcome back, Jackie. Your garden sounds like more fun. Back from Northern Ireland, watching from here, working at 12:30 tonight. Just gone. Wow. Okay, Kim, welcome. All the way from Ireland. Yep. There are some characters out there who be hating. Oh. Chopsticks, how dare you. It's okay, guys. Yep. Did I miss it? How did you come up with the spray foam idea? Andrea, I was on the Greatest Crafter in the World competition for a centerpiece, and Amber, the host, moderator, and owner of the page, had asked someone asked during the competition, where's the best place to get floor or styrofoam that you use, because we were using styrofoam in our centerpieces. And then Amber had said that she uses spray foam and hasn't used regular styrofoam since. So I went and grabbed some spray foam and said, let me try this out to see how it goes. But I also like that it looks like bread. I love the fact that this looks like a loaf of bread. Love it. So if you guys noticed, all I did was I just put a bunch of hot glue on the back of each staple. And that's what I do for the same thing when I do signs on a wreath. I do this, but these are pipe cleaners. Staple the pipe cleaners down and I glue them. So we're going to leave this guy off to the side and let him kind of dry a little bit. And I'm going to try to cut some of this down. It says that you can, after 8 hours, it's completely cured. You can cut it, sand it, paint it, and you can do anything to it. So let's try to just see how, actually that's really smooth. The reason why I'm cutting this down is because I don't want to have to worry about trying to cover all of this. I want some of this to be a little, I didn't realize it was going to puff up so much. So, I actually used a little bit too much, as you can tell. So I'm going to just trim off the sides. I don't know if I'm going to trim off anything here in the middle, because I think I'm going to want more stuff to have more, I guess, surface area. It's denser in the middle here, but I'm going to cut off these corners because I don't want the flowers to have to cover too much or stick out too far. So this stuff's actually pretty easy to trim. See what you guys are saying. Susan, I thought your piece was much better, honestly. Thank you, Susan. More practical, too. Thank you, Ing. How many projects can you get from one can? Girl, I don't know. This is my first time using it. And let me tell you, I used very little. But some of these cans actually say that this brand has this, because you put this little thing here on it. It goes on top right like this. And then you're supposed to make sure when you're spraying it to be very careful. It says that it should restart, because some of them tell you that this is a one-time only can, so use it all when you need to, because once it dries in these little tubes, you can't use it again. This one on here states that you can restart it, but they don't guarantee it. If you can see in here, I've got some right up here that kind of dried in there and a little bit at the end, but it pretty much cleared out the whole tube after it kind of dissolved a little bit. So this doesn't feel hard in there like this stuff is. So we'll see if it comes up to where I can't use it again. And basically, I think this can was $2 and some change, maybe $2.64, $2.97. I don't remember. It was almost, I know it was $2 and something. So I guess worst case scenario is spray everything that you want to fill at one time. Because I know a lot of things I saw on Pinterest was that they use these to put in artificial trees and baskets. If you need like birch branches that are really big and heavy and bulky, they put them in this, because once this cures, those birch trees, those branches don't go anywhere. But I guess basically you can use a whole can, but just fill up a bunch of stuff. So I will let you guys know if this restarts well or not. But someone earlier in the live stream mentioned that this is the stuff that Amber uses. So far so good. It cuts pretty easy. Hi, Rosa. Becky. Kitchen type centerpiece is what she's making. Yes, thank you, Lana. If you fill about a third, it usually turns out full. Thank you, Angela. Okay, third of the way, guys. Third of the way. Okay, how many projects? Yes, I can. Pipe cleaner to clean out after you spray. But you know what, Marcy? It might be a good idea, but all that stuff, all the warnings say not to get it on your skin. So I wasn't going to mess around with it. And then I asked my good friend, my husband and I have a good friend that's in construction, and he had said not to worry about it. He'd had a can explode in his hands, and he got it all off with baby oil. So if you ever have an issue with spray foam and getting on your skin, use baby oil. I guess you should be fine. All right. Thank you, Lorraine. Just jumped on. No polish remover. Yeah, Marsha, I believe it said that acetone will work as long as it's still wet or tacky. So yeah, pretty much... sounds like it's going to be pretty good thing for the craft room. Looks like our hot glue has dried, so I'm just going to go ahead and push this girl all the way in there right now. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to need to cut these off, right? So let me see. I'm going to place this here right in the center. And don't worry, guys, I'm going to cut them shorter, so I just needed to see how much I need to cut off on each one. These are just markings. I'm going to make markings right here on the dowel. Okay. I'm going to cut it off where I marked it because I believe that this piece here, if you guys see where I marked it here, I marked it right here. When I'm holding it up to the side of my piece here so it hits the bottom of this pan, if I cut it here, it's more than deep enough, so you could actually get away with not cutting it as deep, but I'm going to do it anyways. Right around this line. So I'm going to cut it a diagonal so I can kind of get it a little bit sharp. I'll try cutting this one at this diagonal this way. Now we already have guide holes because when I already stuck it in here. And I'm pretty much okay with the placement of it. Let's place it in there and just peek at it again. Now see, that's kind of perfect. See how cute that's going to be? And remember, don't worry about all that because we're going to have flowers and all kinds of stuff. And also, if it bugs you enough, you could actually just cover this with felt. You could probably put a piece of felt back here. But we're going to have enough flowers and different other things sticking up around it that we're not going to have to worry about it. So I'm going to just fill this end up with a bunch of glue. And then place it right back down into those two holes. There we go. So first things down. What I want to do is I want to get my other pieces situated because remember this thing, if it's too top heavy, it'll tip over. So I need to make sure I have my placement right. So let's see how I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this spoon. I don't really have, I have a way, I have something sticky on my hand. I hope that's not from the, no, this stuff is not sticky. So I don't know where I got something sticky on my hand. Oh, it was probably from the sticker on the back of this, sign here. So I'm going to grab the shortest spoon in here. Do you see, you guys, I've got like a really long one. I've got the really short spoon right here. I'm going to grab the shortest spoon in here because I'm really hoping I don't have to cut anything. Also because I don't have any tools in here to do that at the moment. And I'm just going to kind of guesstimate how I want stuff in here. I think this is cute coming out this side like this. So let me see which one of these guys I want to use. This could be kind of on the front on the other side. And then this short guy here. Alright, I got it figured out. I just had to talk to myself a little bit. So I'm using the shortest whisk and I'm using the shortest spoon. And then I'm going to use probably this guy here because it's a thinner rubber scraper. So these are all legitimate kitchen items, you guys. I went to the kitchen areas in various stores and I found just smaller little things. These little tiny mini rubber scrapers, or they call them a set of 2 mini spatulas. These are Farberware Basics, heat resistant silicone, blah, blah, blah. I got it at Big Lots. But I've seen all these cute little tiny colorful things at Walmart also. They have a little silicone timers and rolling pins and all kinds of stuff. So I just got something that was small enough for these particular projects. And I've got a lot more kitchen things coming, guys. So just keep your eye out on my YouTube channel. And then also here on Facebook, I'll post everything. You guys will see. On my Patreon page, my patrons are going to get an extra little video on the kitchen stuff. And then also a video on how to turn those decorative boxes into an arrangement or a centerpiece. Figured out how to stream your lives on my big TV, talk about up close and personal. Yeah, Johnette, you could put, from YouTube, you can cast to your TV. I do that as well. Went to Hobby Lobby today, which I do every weekend, and I'm looking around thinking, what would Whitney buy? Oh, that's funny, Beverly. Thank you. That's cute. That's cute. Marcy, I'd use latex gloves. Okay. Just came in. What's the main holder? Cara Lee, this is a bread loaf pan from Walmart. 88 cents little loaf pan. I was basically buying a cheap one just so I could figure out if it would stick. Now, I'm probably wondering if you guys were to get maybe one that has the nonstick coating on it. I don't know if the spray foam would stick to it, because I know E6000 glue won't. So you would have to probably sand it down. But if you just stick with these regular, what do you call this? This isn't like the thick, darker nonstick coating. I don't know. We'd have to experiment with it. If you guys do and it works, let us know. Carol, hey girl, you should have won. Thanks, Carol. That's so nice. What is the loaf made of? Oh, Carol Lee, this is spray foam. We use spray foam. It's my first time using spray foam instead of styrofoam. Gloves when using the spray foam. I should have said that. Oh yeah, Marcy, it states to do that. And then it says after it's dry, it's perfectly non-toxic and A-okay. It could be around kids and children, and you can touch it and all that other kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I need to make a hole because I want to get my spoon in on this side. But I don't need it to be too deep. I want my spoon to kind of stick out right here. So I'm just going to I'm just sticking my knife in to cut this a little bit around in a circle. Let's see if I can grab this out here. Yeah, that worked a little bit. Just kind of turned it in a little bit of a circle, made the hole I wanted, and then that worked out okay. So I'm going to put this in my glue skillet. Just making sure you guys have a good view of all this. And then I'm going to place that guy right in there. There's a decent amount of glue on here. I don't think it's going anywhere. And so now I'm going to twist this guy towards me on this side. I'm going to do a little bit kind of like this guy will go diagonal. Yeah, this guy will go diagonal and that guy will go up and down. So let's get this one started here. Actually, I'm just shoving that in there. It's working out A-okay. Check that out. Just getting placement. I'm kind of turning. The glue hasn't set yet. I'm going to kind of turn the spoon a little bit this way. I'm kind of diagonaling it to give it a little bit, just to give it some character, just to make it look different. Makes me happy a little bit. All right, so I didn't make any holes on these, you guys. I just literally stuck them into the spray foam, and it seems to be working out A-okay. Wait, no, this one went, nope, this one went here. Yep. There we go. And then also now we still should be cognizant of how high our flowers go in certain areas so that doesn't cover up our main pieces that we're using here. Oh, almost dropped that guy. That one goes a little deeper, but I want that way. So there's the main premise, if you guys can see the little rubber red spatula here. So we got a loaf pan, a whisk, a rubber spatula, and then just a regular wooden spoon. And I've got it pretty much centered. The weight on this thing's not bad at all. And that's probably about as tall as it will go. And I'm looking to see. It's not going to go anywhere. I personally would still probably put something in the bottom if you're using this on a really lightweight piece like this loaf pan. If the piece you're using it in already has weight on it, don't worry about it. So those are our main pieces. I'm going to put my bow on next because I want to make sure that with everything we got going on, the bow doesn't get squished. I usually will do my flowers and stuff first, but I'm wondering if I should even do that. I wonder if I should just start filling in with some greenery and then make sure I get the bow. The problem is if I'm working around the bow, yeah, if I work around the bow, I'll probably get glue on it. So I should probably just stick with what I know. Yeah, I should probably stick with what I know. Donna, the sign is not upside down. It's just backwards, which will be the way unless she changes her camera on her. Yeah, Lana, it's a Facebook thing, and I haven't really figured out how to do it. I got a new phone, but it just doesn't work for me. Let's see. Hostess gift for prize. Oh, it's basically just a little centerpiece. I think this will be cute with flowers and ribbon just stuck on the kitchen counter right in front of my sink or on your breakfast bar. It's just a decoration. It's just something that's pretty. Let's see. Oh, Pampered Chef Hostess gift for prize. Yeah. See, the thing is that these things are permanent. You can't take them out and use them. So Oh, let's see. Kitchen arrangement. Can't stop watching. Thank you, Carolee. Okay, ribbon. Someone asked about ribbon. Susan, these are the ribbons I chose. This is an old Sam's Club spring. And then these two are old from Paper Mart. And these two aren't wired. So we're gonna do a lot of little messing and futzing around with it to make sure that it works okay. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's see. All right, guys, I'm going to do what I normally do, and I'm going to start with my greens. And I know I want to get rid of these last little tiny pieces I had. So, I got 3 fern branches left over. I like to use a variety of greens. I just think that it gives your project just a little bit of something special. It just makes it look just a little different. And I don't know if this is going to stick in here very well. Is it just going to stick right in? Yeah. So I don't really have to use too much of my, I won't have to use my, what was I going to say? I don't really need to use, on this particular guy, my pick machine. Jeez, Whitney. Sorry, guys. Words here, people. Because this stuff seems to be just working out really well. I mean, I can just stick these ends right in, and I've already lost it. There we go. So I only had 3 of these left, and I know, if you think, oh, well, that's not really enough, it's actually the perfect amount, because I don't really need to have that many sticking out, but it'll give it just a little bit of variety in a different corner. So I'm just sticking greenery in here. There's 3. Doesn't look like much yet, guys, but it will. Do you like Paper Mart ribbon? Susan, I do, but I tend to, I haven't bought Paper Mart for so long. I have usually been sticking with Craft Outlet a lot. If I'm trying to remember back to the last time I bought Paper Mart ribbon, it's been a long time. It's been quite a long time, but I like it. These 2 ribbons from Paper Mart, I was not paying attention. I had mentioned earlier, I absolutely was not paying attention when I made my order and did not realize that they were not wired. If I had been reading properly, I would have seen that, which is why I just decided to keep them. Plus, Paper Mart is in California, so I get my shipments very quickly. I don't have to actually wait forever to get certain things. Okay, so this end is very rubbery, and I want it to go in there. I'm going to have to use my pick machine on this guy. There's just no way. You see here, this end is so rubbery and bendy. Do you see how bendy that is? It's not going to go in at all. So I'm going to use my pick machine down here, just on a few of them. If you don't have a pick machine, number 1, I'll tell you that I love it. But number 2, you're going to use these little floral wooden picks here, and then you wrap the wire around it. I usually glue them to it, or I use floral tape. Or you can use other pieces of the wired stuff from the bush here, and then floral tape that to it. Pretty much get creative on any which way you could possibly find to get stuff to work for you. But my pick machine is absolutely my most favorite piece. I got it last year for Christmas, and it has been absolutely wonderful. I love it. I'd say my pick machine first, and then my second thing here would be my glue skillet. I didn't realize how much I would absolutely love this glue skillet. I thought, oh, I've been using glue gun for so long, you know, who cares? And then when I got it, I was like, let me just try it out. Yeah, and now I need to find a way to get a backup, because I don't want this thing to ever break on me. And I'm not buying them off of Amazon anymore, because those people are crazy. They upped the price because they got so popular that I'm not paying $25. Sorry, I bought it for about $25, and now they're over $50 on Amazon. So no, thank you. But you guys have given me some good tips. You can find them at, you know, camping stores, or Walmart has a couple. Someone had said so. We'll do all right. I'll do all right. I'll find one eventually. I'm cutting all this stuff kind of short, actually. This one I might put right back here towards the back. Most of my other stuff I'm cutting short. And I'm just going to place a lot of this stuff in an area so I can kind of control, I can control the height and I can control what it covers. And look, I thought that would be cute, the way this kind of sticks up over the sign. So that's that weird little guy stuck right here. What is she saying right here, Lana? See more? Oh, it won't let me. Oh. Select to horizontal flip. Oh, you guys must be talking away. Love my pick machine. Got one off of eBay for 80 bucks. Yes, Susan, that's what I like to hear. A lot of people have said that they don't buy them brand new, that you can get a really good deal on someone like trying to just like lighten their load or sell all their supplies or, you know, just kind of de-stash their crafts and things like that. I've seen that on a lot of different, also garage sales, like Facebook has those garage sale pages, I think in every city. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but my neighbor is building next door, so you might hear a lot of work. I thought maybe they were going to take the weekend off, but apparently that is not so. So sorry if you guys can hear the drilling and the hammering in the background. This is just basically a process of, you know, grab the piece that you want to place in here and then kind of just spread them all out a little evenly and then just place them where you think they look their prettiest, wherever, you know, wherever it makes you smile, just keep going. That's really about how I'm kind of doing it. I also need to stay a little bit more, I need to pay a little bit more attention to how much I'm adding in certain places, only because I don't want to cover up too much of my main piece or my sign, but I also need to make sure it's not getting unbalanced anywhere because I didn't put anything to weight it down. So that's the main problem there. Make sure you weight all your good stuff down, guys. But trial and error, it's your first time. You learn every time. You learn, what do you say? I like to say you learn something new every day. Whether you want to or not, it's true. You learn something new every day, right? I really like this whole kitchen thing. I just thought about it one day. I said, you know what? Why don't I just throw some kitchen tools in there and put it in my kitchen? It just sounded so cute. What do you guys think? It's not for everyone. I know that for sure, but I'm absolutely loving this whole entire idea. I think the best place for greens is Hobby Lobby. Oh, did Letty ask that? Sorry, it's hard for me to just keep up with these things. I want to just make things, but then these comments go by so fast. Carol, after the live is over, watch from the beginning. True, yeah, or you can see it on my Facebook or my YouTube channel. I'll have pictures at the end as well. Hey, Whitney, I'm late. No problem, Nancy. I'm just glad you're here. Best place to go. Michales and Hobby Lobby really don't have many choices online. No, Jackie, not online. No, I mean, usually in person, it's easier to see how fluffy things are, but I would say Hobby Lobby first. And then Michales, like spring and summer stuff is where I'd like to get the greenery. Let's see. Toothpicks. Use an ice pick to make a hole and then stick the stem in with glue. Yeah, that's true. You could do that too. Hi, Santa Maria. Thanks for joining. Oh my God, you created a monster. My husband, we make fun of my husband. He loves spray foam for everything. He has been trying to get into my crafts for years. He just took off to the garage with one of my containers. That's awesome, Jennifer. That's so awesome. That's right. Well, let me tell you, spray foam is super inexpensive compared to styrofoam. So this might also be my new obsession. I had my husband reassure me like 60,000 times that I'm not going to die from it. So How to flip the picture so that the writing will be normal. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I've tried, you guys, I've tried to flip it and it just does not work for me. And I have moved on, little doggy, if you know what I mean. When buying a pick machine. Gail, I don't know if there's anything you should be aware of. I know I bought mine at Hobby Lobby and I had to return it 3 times. Because it looked like when I opened the boxes, it was sort of already covered in glitter. So something tells me that if this piece is already covered in glitter, they didn't do that at the manufacturer because there's a test piece in it, but it doesn't mean it should be covered in glitter. I mean, it looked like a fairy exploded all over the one. And it also wasn't advancing any of the picks. And then I got online, and the company that makes it, there's a website called Dr. Steel Picks. That one was a little bit more trying. I had to return it 3 times before I actually got a brand new one that hadn't been returned. So I think the Hobby Lobbies in my state were putting them back on the shelf, even though people had told them they weren't working. I know I specifically told them, hey, this does not work. It needs to go back to the manufacturer. And then when I went back the next day, because, you know, we all make multiple Hobby Lobby. At least I do. I make multiple Hobby Lobby trips. I know the exact same one was back on the shelf because I know what my box looked like. So they put it back on the shelf. And I may have had a conversation with someone. I don't like to be that difficult person, but if I know something was done and there's going to be someone else that's going to walk in behind me and they're going to buy the machine and they're going to have the same problem I did and they're going to return it. So why would you do that and just cause an error when I told you to begin with, this thing is broken, it needs to go back to the manufacturer. I just purchased it. I'm not interested in shipping it to a manufacturer. I want a new one. But then again, I don't know. The older I get, the less of a filter I have, if you guys know what I mean. I still try to be as nice as I possibly can, but I mean, really, so you're going to put that back on the shelf and someone else is going to buy it. It's kind of rude. So you guys, I'm just cutting apart some pieces and I'm leaving some pieces big, and I want to see how much this kind of fills in because I still need to put flowers back here. But because of the size of this particular item, you don't want it to, I don't want it to just be so huge that it sticks out left and right. So I'm thinking this might actually be too big. Sorry guys, if I had known my neighbor was, if he had started this earlier, what time is it? It's almost 3 o'clock here. And I figured if he was going to work on a Saturday on his house, he would have done it already in the morning. So I don't know if you guys can hear all that construction noise. I hope it's not coming through too hard or too loud, because that can be super annoying. I'm just really chopping up all these greens and kind of placing them in here and there and getting them in their spots. The pick machine needs a little bit of room, so I'm cutting off these last 2 stems here. There was a stem coming out here and here. So I cut those stems off because I have to put my pick on it. Just didn't give it enough room. Let's see. So after all the stuff you put on and the work you put into it, do you sell it or keep it? If you sell it, how much would you sell it for? Donna, yeah, I sell everything that I make if I can get it on Etsy or if I can get a box for it. I've had a couple things sell before I'm done making them. Someone will message me and say they want to buy them. Especially that little spring centerpiece I made before with the eggs. That one wasn't so hard to find a box for. This one is small. I wouldn't mind. I mean, won't be hard to find a box for it, but I normally try to list everything in my Etsy page, and I really couldn't tell you what the price will be until I'm done. I don't know. I'm not really staying vigilant on how much of a certain price of a project I'm putting into this, so I don't want to say it would be, a certain price because I don't know what I'm using. I don't know how much. I might not even use all of one, or I might use all of something else, but it costs less. There's different, different calculations that need to go into it. So this guy here, I was able to, I bent it forward. I stuck that guy in and then I bent it forward, and it's not, I like the way it's kind of draping forward on this piece. It's bending forward here. Kind of bent it right where it comes out of the styrofoam. And I like the way that's coming in there. So, and we're going to be able to stick some more flowers and some more greenery in here to hide most of that. Oh, and I also grabbed my reindeer moss because I'm obsessed with it recently. And I might find a couple places to place. I don't think I can on this one. Putting it on the spoon might look a little strange, so I probably won't do that. I got more stuff to stick in here. And some of the flowers are also really going to help with covering up a lot of this stuff. Otherwise, you know, I'm not really big on Spanish moss at all. I actually really don't like Spanish moss because of how messy it is. But if you wanted to, you could probably paint this a green color or paint this a more neutral color if you're worried about the styrofoam showing through. I don't want to put that in yet. I think I'm going to start on the flowers, guys, because I don't want this to end up into just being a bunch of greens. Because I'm getting a little bit too heavy on the greens in some places. So let me get these daisies, a couple daisies cut. And these are leftover from my floral centerpiece I did, or the floral table runner. And these daisies have this rubber thing on them, this rubber casing on them, and I despise it. So I literally just, after I cut it, you can pull that rubber piece right off. Tulips have those on them too, and they're not my favorite, so I normally just kind of make sure I take it all off. Or, I mean, if you pull the flowers off, that will come off, but then it might not, let's see, it'll come off the entire stem, and you want to keep the stem on there. So let me just make sure. There we go. That one came off for me. So I'm going to get some more of the flowers cut, because I definitely want to put some of these guys in here. And all I'm doing is I'm just kind of pushing all the leaves forward towards the top. I'm leaving the stems long. I know I'm not going to need them this long, but remember, you can always cut them shorter later. And if you need them longer, you can't. Remember, it's like cutting hair. Cut your bangs longer than you think you need them, because you can't add it back in later. Kind of difficult. And this is the pink freesia, and when you put it in here with the oranges and the blues, it starts to look really pretty, like with the red. I loved it, so I'm like, you know, I'm gonna place that in there anyways. I like the way it looks. So I'm only gonna cut 3 of these off. All right, so that's what I have for flowers. Oh wait, I need another orange guy here. Let's see, guys, what are we all saying here? Love the kitchen idea and the galvanized containers you just had to post about. Sent me flying to Wally World. That's true, yeah. Kitchen centerpiece, excuse me. Thanks for answering, guys. I don't think that you guys helped me out. I really love that. Yeah, Bonnie, you can. You can spray a sandy color or paint it like it's sand and then do a beach theme. I wouldn't put it in a loaf pan. I'd put it in a different container at that point. But yeah, you absolutely could. Oh, you guys can't hear any of the construction? Good. Because I can hear it and it's horrible. But good. I'm glad it's not bugging you guys. Good, good, good. Where'd you get this line? Got it at Walmart. Christy, haven't seen you for a while. Well, I'm glad you're here and I'm back, you guys. Not going anywhere. Is it supposed to look like bread? No, that was just a side effect. It's not supposed to look like bread. It just does. But we're covering it up. I used too much is what I did. Is I put way too much in. I filled it pretty much to the top here, thinking it's just going to expand it up overnight. So someone on here earlier, sorry I forgot your name, she'd mentioned only fill it 1/3 of the way. So I probably only should have put about this much in the bottom. And then after it cures, it would have risen probably just to the top where I wanted it to be. So the fact that it looks like bread in a bread bin, in a bread loaf pan, is actually the best sarcastic. That's why I said I'm probably going to do it again. And I'm going to prank my sister and my mom with it. And just like bring it over to their house and just say, oh, here, yeah, I made some bread for our get together. And I'm like, oh, Whitney, this is, and then see what they say. because my husband said, yeah, you should do that. You should post it. You should paint it. He's like, you should totally just paint that and stick that. And I go, yeah, I know. I should just paint it and then bring it over and stick it in the kitchen. I was like, yeah. I mean, if I wanted to make a fake food business, which there is a business for that. People do that all the time. So I could also do it if I ever decorate model homes. And you guys, this stuff is actually really easy to just poke flowers into. It's super like, it's not, I wouldn't say soft as in like it's weak, but it's not really as resistant as styrofoam is. So when you're placing flowers in there, just try to be mindful that they're going to go in pretty far. Like if you don't want to stick it in really far and deep, or your stem isn't long enough, just don't put so much pressure. That's what I'm finding here. And I'm just sticking more flowers here, another flower here. I'm really just trying to fill in all these spaces and make sure that I have no styrofoam showing. And then after I get most of these daisies in, I'm going to go back and we're going to attack the ribbon. We're going to put this bow on here to make this guy super pretty. And then you can still, I'm having an issue here, you can still see the back of this picture with all the stuff I put on it. So I may have to leave some of this a little taller. Let me put a freezer back here, see if I can get that to cover most of that there too. I'm just trying to, I'm filling this in back here because you can still see some of that sticker. And then if you get close enough, you can still see the sticks that it had been glued to put it in there. And that is not okay. We need to make sure that that is all covered properly. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be a-okay. I'll just have to, I'll cut some more of these daisies out. Put another piece of greenery in there. We'll be a-okay, guys. Just gotta make sure that I actually cover it and not forget about it and just keep talking. Remember, this is the back of it, but remember the front, the back, the side. We don't want to cover too much up of our cute stuff, but at the same time, even though it's a centerpiece, you're meant to have a front, back, side. I mean, that's par for the course. That's going to happen. So let me try and cover more of this. I got more than enough daisies. I just don't want it to be like full and lined with daisies, but I want to make sure I'm spreading out enough of it here and there. Yes, that's, oh geez, this is so cute. I left this stem really long, but it went in really far, and then after I got it in there, I bent it. And so after I bent it, that's basically what we ended up with. It kind of curls down some on the side. Super cute. And then this fern thing, I'm going to bend some more. I like the way it hits the table. Sometimes if the greenery and the flowers hit the table or whatever you're sitting it on, I think sometimes that makes it the prettiest thing. Yeah, you can, that's true, Del. I can glue some leaves over the back of it too, kind of like I would on the back of a wreath. Yeah. What kind of foam did you make? Peggy, it is spray foam. It's called Great Stuff. I got it at Walmart off of an idea and a recommendation from another crafter. Gooby Gone gets any sticker off with no effort. And I just don't want to deal with the smell and usually it gets your hands real oily, and that Goo Gone stuff is, it's not my favorite. Let me see if I can get this guy in here. And remember, it's not horrible if you're covering up some things, but see, maybe, I mean, you can see I'm covering maybe the handle of the spoon, but the spoon itself is still here and it still sticks out, which is basically what we want. I don't want you, you're not supposed to see everything as it is. And even then, this little rubber spatula is kind of getting like absorbed into the flowers, but you'll still see it in all its cuteness and all its glory. I mean, it's meant like every centerpiece you can sit there and you see it when you at first glance, but then if you sit down and really take it in and peek at it, it'll talk to you. And actually what I'm going to probably end up doing is this bow that I haven't put in yet, the bow is probably going to come up forward and off of the front of this. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be more of just a few loops instead of a bow, because I don't want it to be too big. This is really filling in good back here. So some of the daisies are getting squished, but I think I kind of like it. And it's also helping with covering it up right here. I put this orange one in, and it's sort of squishing this yellow one up, but I think it looks good. I don't think it's detrimental to our design. I'm going to put this green guy down here. Now I'm basically just filling in gaps and holes, but I really should start that bow next. Just showing you how I'm filling all this stuff in here. So there's this guy here. After I put the daisy in, we had that gap, so I stuck another greenery. This guy I'd already put in at the very beginning. You can see how it kind of overlaps, and that's basically how I kind of want the majority of it to go. So you've got kind of a flat space, and then this guy sticks out here. You got a lot of different movement and different levels. I think that's probably why I like it so much. What's the name of the spray foam and where did you get it, please? Pat, this is called Great Stuff. I got it at Walmart. I want to say it was like $2 something, maybe $2.97 or something. And I'm pretty sure it's good for a lot of projects. I only used very little of it for this. And I'll let you guys know if it works when I'm trying to use it again for the next project, because I need to, I'm going to need to obviously do another one. I have another piece that I'm planning, but sometimes the can says it'll restart. Sometimes, some of them, I read a couple of them said that it won't restart, and they don't guarantee a restart because it basically solidifies in the tube. But this one is one of the ones that said that it would restart. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know how many more projects I can get out of it. I was contemplating on just filling everything up that I had. But again, it was my dry run. I'd never used it, and I wanted to make absolutely sure that I wasn't going to like just completely lose everything and then all the other canisters I bought that I wanted to use it for. So this is working out really well. And so far so good. I might continue to use it. Oh, that's the daisy. I'm going to do the bow now, guys, because I think what's happening is I'm encroaching in the space. I want to put the bow sort of off to the left over here. I planned on putting it down here, but I don't know how much of it's going to cover up my letters. So I'm going to do the bow next, and then we'll just throw all these other pieces in when we get to that point. So I got my unlined paper mart, which, let me see, I've never used this one. And I've never used this one. I have these in many colors. Also, I've used them before for other projects, but apparently I have never used the yellow one, and I've never used this turquoise and green plaid one. Oh, and the whole thing just came apart over here. I don't know if Paper Mart still sells these, you guys, because these are super old, but you could probably find something very similar. You know, all I did was I picked out some light springy colors, and then I looked at what else I was putting in there, and I picked a pop of yellow to go in between them, because I figured that this was going to add a really cute bright color that will match a lot of these little yellow flowers that we're putting in the arrangement. That's pretty much all I do when I'm deciding how to figure out my ribbons. And sometimes I like to pick out my arrangement depending on the ribbon I'm choosing. So if you choose a ribbon that you really like, you can build your arrangement and find your flowers around that. Or find your flower and then build your arrangement around that. Build your ribbon and your bow around that, if that makes any sense. Now for this guy, I'm just going to cut. Let me see how it, I don't remember if it frays very much. I'm going to try a diagonal. It's not fraying, so I'm just going to cut this yellow one. Do you see how it's not wired? I'm just cutting this one at a diagonal, and I'm going to leave it that way. And then these other two, I'm going to dovetail them and keep them that way. Sell it, Dominique. Yes, just remember the phone will expand as drying. Yes, there was another crafter on here had mentioned only fill it a third of the way if you need it, and it will expand. Patricia, yes, it is very much cheaper than actual crafting styrofoam, which was part of the appeal when I heard Amber talk about it during the competition. And let's see. Now this guy is wired ribbon. This is from Sam's Club a few years ago. It's some of their spring stuff from many, actually more than a few years ago. It's probably going on like 5 years ago, possibly. It's been a long time. My friend bought this for me. She got me a lot of different spring colors, and I've never used it. So this is now my perfect opportunity. So I'm going to use the wired one as my base. And remember, you guys, I'm only going to put a few loops. So I'm not even going to do a bow. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically take my ribbon, and I'm going to guess. I like to say it's a best guess estimate, so I say a guesstimate. I'm going to guesstimate where I want it. So I know I want a pretty decent tail coming out on here. I want it to be very ribbony and cute. So I'm going to leave my tail long. Just going to pinch it here, and I'm going to take a guess at how big I want this loop to be. I think that's too big. And unless I pull it down, that is sort of a larger loop. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And then I paste it back in the project just to make sure and see how it is in comparison. So for me, that looks pretty good. And then I'm still twisting it forward, and I'm just going to cut it off. So we're not actually making a bow, we're just making a bunch of loops. I'm placing it in between my thumb and my hand. I like to call this my thumb pit. Put that in your thumb pit. Now you're doing the same thing with these, but you want to make these loops a lot smaller so that the ribbon will stand up. Now this is going to kind of maybe have a little bit of a droopy effect, but it's not going to, it won't look bad. Just watch, guys, and you'll see. This is how I'm making lemonade out of a lemon, because I purchased non-wired ribbon by accident. And then this one I'm gonna leave the tail shorter, because again, it's not going to come out and have that cute little curl to it because it's not wired. And now same thing with this guy here. You need to make them a little bit shorter, so I'm just really picking a tail length that's short. I'm making my loop kind of short so it stands up on its own. I mean, it has movement, but it still stands up on its own. If I make this bigger, see how it just falls? So kind of pull it and make the loop small enough so where it still stands up in your hand. And that's the best way I found to use non-wired ribbon in a bow. Unless you're specifically just tying it around something. And then I'm just going to cut that diagonally that way. And I'll place this guy right in the front. So this isn't like a huge, super, right in your face kind of bow. It's just a bunch of loops. But everything's got to have a little bit of ribbon in it. At least that's how I feel about it. So I took a pipe cleaner that had been cut in half, and I'm just wrapping it around the center of all of our loops. And then on the back, I twist it. Oh. Hi, Olive. Thanks for joining. All your creations are beautiful. Thank you so much, dear. You're so nice. Regina, did I miss much? My nephew came over to visit right after I received a live notice. Yeah, gotta love your nieces and nephews, huh? I have to go see Auntie Regina. That's okay. I'll have it up on YouTube, Regina, and you'll have extra pictures and some little, little extras. I've been getting good at editing my videos. It's, they're all a work in progress. I'm going to cut off some of this right here because I'm going to put a steel pick on it, which I'm actually sure that this is probably thick enough to where I could just poke it right down in here. Yeah, I don't really need to use a steel pick. So I'm not going to use a steel pick. Let me see if I want to put that right over here. Just going to place it in and kind of test out how it looks in certain spots. I kind of like it on the left, guys. I'm going to leave the bow on the left. Do you see how these kind of just lay here? You make the loop short enough on the non-wired, and it just kind of lays the way you want it to. Now, this tail might be a little bit too long, but I like the way it looks when it hits the counter. If it's your preference, go ahead and cut it off and make them short enough. I am actually liking this very much. So, hold on, let me pull it back out, because I got to glue it in. And then let me dovetail this last end I didn't touch over here. Don't do it backwards like I did. Dovetailing, if you're not familiar with it, I got any beginners, you basically fold your ribbon in half and then cut diagonally from the fold up towards the wires. That's what you get, and then that's what it looks like once it opens. Those are for my beginners. I know a lot of you guys aren't beginners. But every once in a while, I get the best message on YouTube that someone is brand spanking new to crafting and they've learned so much, and that just... You guys, if you guys honestly knew how many times I tear up when I read most of these comments, it's just awesome. It's absolutely awesome. It's basically, I try to pretend I'm the one on the other side, and then this is basically, my style is basically on how I would want to learn. So that's basically all I can, if I could say the word basically 5 more times, right? That's basically how I figure out. I just get on here and show you guys what I do. And that's all I can really go by. And then you guys teach me a lot too, which is also the best part of it, is that it comes back to me and I love it. That's where I get the spray foam idea. And then someone else had mentioned to me about sanding down the non-stick stuff for the E6000 because it won't stick. So helpful. I learned so much from all of you guys. Now I can't find the hole that I had placed it in. I think I stuck it right over here. Yeah, that's where I have it. But I had it a little bit. I think I had it in there differently. Hold on, guys. Let me find the way I had this guy before. And you guys know I'm going to stick some... I'm going to place some extra stuff in here. I'm going to put something in the middle of this bow, whether it be leaves or greenery or a small flower. Something's going to end up in this bow. That's a guarantee. So I got a lot of glue on the bottom of the pipe cleaner. And then it's on the back of the loops of the bow too. So I'm just sticking that right to the spray foam in there. And then these right here are the non-wired tails, and I like the way that they kind of just lay on top of each other. You can cut them a little bit shorter if you want. I'm leaving mine longer because I like the way they look when they hit the counter. I like the way they kind of curl with the way they hit the counter. What do you guys think? We're going to put a bow or flowers and stuff here so it'll help keep it up. I have that ribbon in red. Okay, love everything you do. Thank you, Sheila. Love the colors you're using. The colors are perfect, and the pop of the sign out. Yes, perfect. Thank you, guys. That's what I was going for. That's good. What the website to get the directions and items to make it? Melinda, there's no website to make this. This is, basically you can see my YouTube video if you ever want to watch it again. Oh, look at all those hearts. Thank you, guys. I love that. Susan Kraft, what are you making? Sorry, I'm late. We're doing a kitchen centerpiece. This thing's going to go basically anywhere you want, like a breakfast bar in front of your sink. If you have an island, a kitchen island off to the side. If you have like a little touchdown station, just something cute for your kitchen. It's kitchen themed with the spoon. And I got a whisk and a rubber scraper over here. Live, love, eat. Just something cute and fun for your dining room or something like that. Patricia, I've been watching her for a couple months. I absolutely love her. Thank you, Patricia. Great teacher, Worldcrest Craft. Thank you, Margaret. You guys are so nice. Oh, my goodness. I hear no outside noise, just Whitney. Your arrangement looks nice. Perfect. Okay, good, Connie. Yeah, the construction next door has stopped for the moment. Hopefully I didn't make it just come back right now. So I got a decent amount of yellow in here. Do I have another orange one? I don't. Now I am going to... I feel like I need to put more ribbon on it, like in the back somewhere. Because, you know, if you're putting this and you see the back of it. I always like to make sure every side is just as cute as the last, but I don't see any opportunity to put ribbon back here. I'm going to fill this in with green, but I think it's too close to the ribbon on this side if I stick another bow. You know what? I don't care. Let's just do it. I'll do it real fast, all right? Let's make a loop. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to guesstimate. Watch this, guys. Let's just cut that there. And dovetail the two together. Okay, so one down. I'm going to put this behind me. Yeah. Yep, we'll be all right. This one won't really hit the counter too much. This is the one I kind of want to make sure that I don't make too big. The unwired stuff is a little difficult. I mean, it's just a little testy, you know? There's not, I wouldn't say difficult, it's just testy. Let's use that word. I use a lot of non-wired ribbon on my my fabric pumpkins too. The fall fabric pumpkins I make. It's easier to use non-wired ribbon on those because it kind of looks cute when you have a droopy bow on the ribbon. I think, in my opinion, I think it looks really cute when you have that little droopy bow. So glad I found you. I like your style and really appreciate you sharing and explaining everything as you go. You give me courage to try this stuff on my own. See, Frida, that's the stuff I love to hear. That's the stuff I get. I get in funks just like everyone else, and I start to doubt my ability and my crafting, and then you know you have a slow week or you have a bad craft fair and you don't sell anything. And believe it or not, guys, I have done 5 craft fairs in my life, and I have sold nothing at all of them. And I stopped doing craft fairs, so now I'm online only. So trust me. Just because someone doesn't like something, there's 100 other people that will, so don't let it get to you. And I will go and I'll watch other videos and I'll watch other creators, and it really does kind of get it gets a spark. It gets a spark going, and I know what you mean. Like, you like to watch someone else, like, oh, I could do that. That looks easy, and it's cute and simple. I might even have all of the supplies. I feel it. I know exactly what you're talking about because I have been there myself many times. So this bow, or this little bunch of loops, I'm going to stick right up over here, kind of coming off to this side. You get a little bit of it sticking out right here so you can kind of see it. Yeah. I had to add a second bow, guys. That's just me. Classic Whitney. Got to have 2 bows, and since I'm considering this, it can be a centerpiece, so if you set this somewhere where you can see all sides or the front and the back, you got to be able to, you got to be able to see it. Now, I don't know if that actually stuck in the foam or not. So I'm taking this piece and I'm just kind of pushing it further in. Just want to make sure that I'm taking the stem from my daisy and I'm making sure that I'm pushing on the pipe cleaner to make sure it's actually in the foam. That one I cut a little bit too short, but it'll work out. It'll be all right. There we go. And I'm going to stick that daisy right in next to it that I used. There we go. Making sure all that's covered. That's all covered. I'm going to have this ribbon come over this flower a little bit. So this is what our piece looks like now that I kind of stuck this guy in here. This one's a little droopy. He's a little droopy, but he's still cute. And then this one I'm actually going to turn sideways. I don't like all of my loops to go the same way. So if these two are like facing downward, I'm going to twist this one and turn it sideways. So now this loop is coming up this way and these two loops go down. I don't like them to all have the same direction, if that makes any sense. This one's going a different direction than these two. Jane voted every day, so sorry for the outcome. Don't worry about it, Jane. You win some, you lose some. Don't worry about it. I had fun and I loved seeing how much you guys were cheering for me. You guys were all in my corner. It was awesome. Watched you make those pumpkins on your YouTube. On YouTube, they're cute. You're gifted. Never doubt yourself. You're such a great job. Thank you, Melinda. Well, we are all human, right? We are all human, and all of us have a lot more in common than we think we do. Trust me. Please tell us how to get alerts for your videos. Lorraine, if you go to Messenger on my page, click the message button, and basically if you type get started, you'll get in the list for live notifications. I have a bot that I send out about maybe 30 to 15 minutes before my lives. Okay, what are you dipping the flowers in? Caitlin, I'm dipping them in a glue skillet. So this is just normal hot glue sticks. I cut them up, I put them in here, and it melts them. And then I also have my glue gun, but it's a glue skillet. It works wonders. It's an awesome, awesome little gadget. Do not know what I would do without it because I absolutely love it. I want this guy up front somewhere, and I have to remember I still have more flowers to put in here. Let me see if I can just stick this guy up here. And then these are going to get smushed around. That's kind of just going to happen. So let me see if I can put this guy down here and make sure my bow and my ribbons don't get too smushed. Yeah, I think that looks good. I might actually end up using all my daisies, which I'm kind of happy because I've had these for a very long time. And if you guys are familiar with, you ever have anything in your craft stash that you've just stared at for way too long, but the perfect project hasn't just shown up yet? That's how I feel about these daisies. And I figured in my centerpiece video that I did for the floral table runners, not centerpiece, the floral table runner, I thought I would use them all and I didn't. And I was like, no, I still have 4 bundles. Now this is only 2 bundles, but I still have 4 bundles. Why am I still seeing them? Won't they leave me? If I could get another daisy up here, that would be awesome. And then I would cover the whole back of that. So I'm going to have to mention earlier, if you don't have a pick machine, guess what we're going to do, guys? We're going to do what I'd said earlier. So I'm going to cut, because basically I already cut this off and I cut it too short. This is way too short. I need this longer, right? So I'm going to cut this piece off. This is one of my other used bundles. I'm cutting this piece off, definitely longer than I need it. And I'm going to Frankenstein it. It's my favorite term. I'm going to Frankenstein this puppy onto this guy here with floral tape. And you're not going to see it because this piece that's taped on is going to be further down in there. So now we have the opportunity. And then floral tape, if you're not familiar, I only learned this like maybe a year ago. Floral tape, you have to pull on it to activate the sticky. It was like a long time ago. So you just kind of wrap it around itself, maybe 3-4 times, and then pull on it a little bit while you're twirling now. Pull and twirl. Pull and twirl. That's tongue twister. Anyways, pull and twirl the piece together. And this is what you can do if you don't have a pick machine and this stem is too weak on its own. So I'm pulling and twirling, and then eventually I pull too hard and I rip it, and you can just start it back over. And the idea is to continue down the piece until you get to the part where the stem ends, and you kind of just twist it from here. This is where you can see the little lump here. That's where that stem ends. I twist it around just a little bit more and then just pull hard and it'll come off. And then now you've got an extended stem. That's kind of like it's a good way to fix an oops, and it's also the best way to do it kind of cost effectively if you don't have a pick machine. And if you don't want to use these floral picks that come in a bag and they have like this little copper wire on them that doesn't really hold anything, you guys tell me. Ribbon and wine. Oh, ribbon and wire designs. First time watching. Love your centerpiece. Thank you. Welcome. Deb, my pick machine is right here. I don't even know if you can see it. Boop, there's the pick machine right there. But I cut the stem too short. So that's how I'm fixing the problem. I cut this puppy way too short and I need it to stick out the top right here in the back. So I can kind of cover up some more of that nastiness back there. And I cut the stem too short, so I'm just making the stem longer. Without sticking it on a like a dowel or something. So I have a pick machine, but I don't need it in this case because this is a more sturdy piece I took off of another one. So I know this is probably too long, but before I cut it and make the same mistake twice, let's make a hole down here and see how far in this goes. All right, so I'm gonna cut it probably. I'm just gonna cut an inch off at a time and see how it works. I can see the hole I made. There we go. All right, good. So that inch is all I wanted to go. So I cut an inch off of that, and that's all I'm doing. So this is basically what I was trying to achieve right here. I needed this guy to stick up this far, but I only had a stem that long from where I cut it. So I added, this is how long I had to add this much more stem. Would have never known to do that, or known how to fix it. Ooh. So, or I wouldn't have been able to fix that because I'd already cut them all off. Plus, I don't think the original stem was that long, is this long anyways. But I want a flower here, and I will have a flower here. Anybody feel me? I like to say I won. I will win. Putting this down in here. Getting it in the hole and the glue. There we go. Now I'm happy. And covers up the back of the sign. Now you can't see the sticker. You can't see the chopsticks or the dowels or whatever you use to attach it in there. You can't see any of that stuff. Look how full that is. I like that little pop of pink. You guys like the little pink I put in there? I'm not putting any red in it. I just think the pink helps. The pink almost looks orange next to the yellow and the red in here. Oh, I love it. I like adding pink into. Pink, yellow, red, and orange are like my favorites. They're my go-tos. I do it a lot. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of digging in the back here. I have this whole empty corner. You can see here. See that? That's nasty. I got to fill all that in. And it's sliding from me a little bit. There we go. Love this. So cute. Yes. I think that unwired ribbon, every once in a while, it just adds enough to it that you're like, you know what? I'm not mad at you. I love you. I love you back. So I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to put it right here next to this other piece of freesia, but I'm going to bend it forward because I don't want anything sticking up in front of the sign. I don't want anything sticking out way too far this way. I have the height and the shape that I want. If you can see the regular shape of this, let me kind of put it over here. You see the shape is kind of already perfect. I don't want to add anything though. This sticks out just far enough, but I don't want to add anything more to make it, you know, kind of weird. It might stick out too far, but I want to put this guy in up front here. So I'm just going to kind of take it and I'm going to bend it forward. And I'm going to place it up behind the one that I already put in there. And I'm going to see what this looks like. Might not work out. It might work out just fine. It looks like it's too long, so let me try to... What I need to do is I'm going to cut just a little bit off. It's about a ½ inch. And I'm going to try to stick it back even further. and then bend some of these that way. And I'm really liking how that looks. So that's kind of sticking out and coming down and forward instead of coming straight up. So I need to peek back here, make sure I get it back in the same little hole I made. And if you're looking at your project, I put this one about, it's like about a ½ inch behind where I stuck this top one in at. And then all you gotta do is just keep bending your flowers. It's all wired, so it works for you, not against you. It's good, good that way. And then I'm gonna put this orange guy right up in here. Kind of push him. I'm going to push this one underneath the sign a little bit. Actually, no, I don't like that. It kind of looks, starting to look a little ridiculous. Let me see if I can put a green guy here. That one's going to need a stem. Yeah. I don't want to cover up too much of the sign, but if like a little bit of a leaf kind of gets in here or there, it should be okay. But let's take a peek. I don't want it to be like perfectly. Yeah, I like the green better. You guys see here? This little piece of greenery right here. Covers up a little bit of the T, but you basically, you're getting the whole, you get the picture. You can still read it. It's not covering it up horribly. Everything, it looks good. I'm going with that. When I put the flower there, the flower was just too big. And then also these leaves kind of move around a little bit, but before you push it in the glue, I suggest, I'm going to put it underneath there a little bit, and I'm going to push this down this way. Let me see what happens here. You know, also you could do is cut the leaf. Like if you're not happy with the way it looks, you can always just cut the leaf. I like the way it looks. There's a little fork here that it's kind of covering up off to the side, but it looks like fat. Live, love, fat. It's supposed to be eat. It's covering up the bottom of the E and it looks like an F. So bad. Oh geez, what have I done? Okay guys, hold on, I gotta fix this because now all I'm ever gonna see is live, love, fat. Which is fine, because, hey, that's life. Let me try and fix this real quick. Or I'm never going to see it any other way. Let's experiment with this. I mean, I need the greenery there because I need it to cover up. Got more glue on me. I need it to cover up the piece at the bottom, but do you see that? Now you can't see the eat at all. Oh, LOL. Live, love, fat. Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. Okay, my husband might have to help paint the kitchen. Okay, love the colors. Yeah, shared. Looking good. Perfect. Really cute. Pretty. It looks like great. That's so cute. Oh, this is the first time watching. Thank you, Cheryl Dunlap. Thank you. I signed up for your lives. Perfect. Thank you. Love it when your arrangements can be seen from all sides. Yes, I love doing that. Quick fix ideas are fabulous. Oh, good, Jenny. I'm glad. So I taught you about the floral tape. Someone taught me about the floral tape like a year ago. So, I mean, hey, man, we're all in the same boat. Thank you. All right. Could you elevate the sign a bit? No, you know, Deb, I could, but well, not now. It's glued in, so no. But yeah, that would be a good fix, but I can't. Shift the ribbon, and you should be okay. Shift the ribbon. See, down here is where it's the. Even if I pull the ribbon forward a little bit, the flower and the leaf are covering that up, and it looks like live, love, fat instead of live, love, eat, which basically is about the same thing, right? I think I'm going to have to take this out. All right, so this is where we're going to see how this stuff works. Man, it's really in there, too. All right, I won. All right, that didn't come out very easily, but it did come out. So let me see how I'm going to do this. I can probably twist these. Let me pull all the glue off. I mean, that was really a good, that had a really good stick to it. So that's pretty awesome. I'm just going to pull some of this glue out of here. And I'm going to try to readjust these leaves. This one might be better. But this one's really weak, so I'm going to put a pick on it, a steel pick. And I'm going to use the smaller section over here on this guy. See, my idea is I can twist these leaves kind of like that, so I have a flat piece on the top. Do you see? So I'm hoping that this will work better. Kind of looks a little better. I mean, this yellow daisy is like completely hidden now, but I think it's okay. In my book, I think it's okay at least. All right, that's not going in anymore, probably because of the glue, and I just pulled it off. All right. Got a little too strong on that one. Put this guy back together. Geez, there's 6 parts to this. That's why it's so cute. It's probably why I bought it, because it's so cute. And then I'm going to put a dab of glue on the top of it just to keep it from, oh, well, it doesn't look like it's going to come apart anymore. I must have tugged on it pretty hard. Lita, see the replay as dinner interrupted me. Yeah, girl, go eat. That's okay. That's okay. You can always see the replay. Thank you for sharing your talents and ideas. I do not see what the sign says. Yeah, that's Myra? Oh, Myrna. That's what I was talking about. It's covering it. So I was trying to fix it. It says, live, love, and eat, which is perfect for the kitchen. So you go to your kitchen, your family congregates there. A lot of people spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Oh, I just pulled it apart again. Really, Whitney? And that's why I thought that little sign would be perfect just for that. I don't know why this one won't go on. Have to be mad at me. I'm going to cut it at a diagonal. See if that'll work. And then I'm going to put glue on it. So, yeah, there we go. I won. So I'm going to put glue on this right here. So that way it can never come off again. There we go. But I got to get the other one situated. I got to figure out how I can get some greenery or some flower or something in here so it covers what's showing underneath there. And then also, yeah, basically that's all I need to fill in. If you look here, I just need to put a filler there. I just don't want to put another daisy because that would, and actually that's my last daisy, so I have to figure out how to cover that or to fill that in. This one is working out a little bit better because I have the leaves I can keep flat on this side. So I'm going to try and stick that in just like this, right the way I need it facing. And push it all the way down. I think that worked. And I'm going to stick this little guy coming out right here. Oh yes, look how cute that is. This came off of that extra bush that I had these other little pieces from. And That looks super cute right there, just like that. Yes, I love it there. And I'm going to place it right back in there. It's got like the perfect pop of bright green and yellow and all those good colors I like. What do you guys think? See this little guy right here? I love it. So you now can see the E. The T's covered up a little bit, but you get the drift. I mean, this isn't something that you're meant to see like super far away either. I mean, you're going to come up to it in the kitchen or, you know, wherever. If you have guests over, they're going to see it at, you know, more intimate spacing. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be something where from across the room you have to see, what does that say? Then you'll go up and you'll see how cute it is. And you're like, oh, okay, it says live, love, eat, not live, love, fat. Which, in a world of body positivity, we do that right now. Ignore me, you guys. I'm being stupid. So, that's it. I want to look for another spot. I don't see any holes. What do you guys think? How many bows did you use? Sharon, it's just 3 loops here, and I put 3 loops back here. Very small loops. There's not even really bows. I just stuck a little bit of ribbon in it. I couldn't say no. Couldn't say no. What do you guys think? The green and yellow raffia would be so cute. Yes, it would. It would definitely be cute if I stuck some raffia in there. And I went back to the Dollar Tree and I got more raffia, so I actually got I got a couple different colors of pink. Great idea. Well done, Whitney. Love it. Thank you, Karen. Jennifer. I can read it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. Perfect for the kitchen. Adorable. Putting any jute or raffia in it. No, I thought about it. But I think I just wanted to leave this one springy. You know, it's kind of one of those things where you won't really see that it's in a loaf pan until you get close enough to it. Because see, my idea was when you set this guy on the table or your counter or your countertop, your ribbon kind of lays in front of it. It lays on the counter. On this side, it doesn't do it so much. Kind of need to spread those guys out. See, that doesn't do it so much on this side. But let me pull that guy this way. You'll see me all making these adjustments in the pictures. But for the front of it, I like the way that... Would you see that? Did it follow? Okay. Just making sure it's still not top heavy. Because remember, put something in it before you put that spray glue in it. Because this little loaf pan, if you make this same thing, this little loaf pan is definitely lightweight. It doesn't weigh anything at all. I like the way the ribbon lays on the counter. Doesn't always have to be short enough. I was able to cover up that hole there. I don't see any other crazy spots. Oh, yes, I do. Right back here. Whitney. No. Shame. I know your name. All right, hold on, guys. Let me show you what I did. I left a big old hole. So I can actually use my last daisy. That makes me happy. Okay, so let me show you. Right back here. Ew. You see that? Who did that? So I need to cover up this whole space here. So I'm going to put some greenery here and here. And I got another... Nah, that might be too much. Let me see if I can stick another one of these guys. No, I don't think it is. I think I basically need to try to fill it with this daisy and this last green piece. And that's all I got. Oh, never mind. It's good. I got 2. We'll get it covered just fine. So I'm going to put the greenery here to balance it because I got 2 big pops of green here. So I'll put the greenery here on the other side to kind of balance that out. So I like the way that sticks out there. And then it's making my bow kind of push out to the other side. My ribbons. Let me see how this is affecting this guy here. All right, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to kind of lay it this way. And then I'm literally just going to stick those other 2 daisies right in. And that has enough surface space that it's going to be a-okay. We're not going to have a problem covering any of this. So I got an orange one here. I'm going to put this orange one right here. I'm gonna put, and now remember this piece is going to come up and out, so I'm going to stick this guy kind of down this way. And have this piece kind of sticking out that way. It's kind of a daisy fest in the back here. But it covers up everything, and I'm happy with that. So let me glue those in real quick. Otherwise, I will forget that I didn't. And then there's always that quality assurance test where you need to just tug on everything you got just to make sure that you've glued it in. There's no harm, no foul in that. Just tug and pull and hold it upside down. I do that with a lot of my stuff just to make sure I've glued it in because you guys know I get to talking. I mean, not when I'm in here by myself. I don't talk to myself, which, I mean, who doesn't? All right, so let me make this adjustment back in here because I smushed it a little bit. All right, now, filled in. It's got kind of two daisies up front, but I stuck this little greenery guy under here, which is making this this piece of the bow kind of stick out a little bit here, a little bit here. We can adjust that a little bit there for compensation on this guy. This is going to be like the little fine-tuning pieces that you need to fix all that guy there. There's my greenery. There's the side. Making sure. There's your back. This side. I love it. Okay. Let's see what you guys. Bright and cheery. Love it. Thank you. Love daisies. Foam monster used kitty litter in bottom. Foam monster used kitty litter in the bottom. You could use, yeah, anything to weigh it down. But what will the foam stick to at that point? Won't the kitty litter come out? You know what I mean? Oh, look at all those hearts. Thank you guys. Love the arrangement you make thank you for making these videos available. Absolutely, Patricia. Everything is on my YouTube channel, and it helps me out. So you guys go watch over on YouTube, and I get a little bit of ad revenue, and it helps me. And then also, don't forget, if you like, I have a Patreon account now. Oh, I'm not even holding it so you guys can see it. Here we go. I have a Patreon account, which basically you can donate or basically pledge. There's reward levels that show you different things. I have given my patrons, it's only been 2 weeks, believe it or not, but they've gotten one video already. I have many other videos and requests in the process for them. And then also I have still, helps me sorry, let me start over. Patreon is a online support for artists and creative people to where the money that you would pledge to me helps me continue to buy supplies. And those people actually still get a little bit extra perks if you choose to be a patron. And then also they know that they're helping me continue to make videos for you guys, you know, for anyone who may not be able to pledge. So if you can't pledge, don't feel bad about it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be around. You guys will still see my videos. You'll still see me on YouTube. So don't worry about that. But, let's see, Dawn, I want to do something like this for the holidays with gingerbread. Absolutely. Everything you see me do, you can apply to like any theme, any type of get-together. My neighbor is drilling again, but you guys said you couldn't hear it, so all I can hear is drilling behind me. So if I'm yelling, sorry, guys. Super cute, beautiful. You could do, I mean, yes, a gingerbread. You could get those bigger Christmas ornaments and put like a huge snowflake in the middle of this. Because again, Christmas and kitchen theme, super cute idea. All kinds of different natural things you could buy, like a lot of the wooden, not wooden raffia, but the wooden balls you could put in here. Some of the glittered stuff, even though glitter kind of makes me, you know, crazy. But this is a really great idea for pretty much any season, any theme. You could do this. I don't know about the kitchen stuff, but again, this is just the same idea applied in a different fashion. We used a bread loaf pan. We have a wooden spoon from a normal package of 4 that I got for $1.50. We've got a whisk in here from a package of 3 I got at Walmart. And then we got a little rubber scraper right there in a package of 2 that I got at Walmart. So remember, guys, if you see these little mini things anywhere, think about it. Can I stick it in an arrangement? You could do this with baby rattles. You could do it with baby bottles. I mean, I have a friend that's pregnant. She's going to have a baby. So everything on my mind right now is, you know, baby showers and presents and stuff like that. But any of this stuff is cute, super cute. Because even then, even for a baby shower, after the party is over, she could put that in the baby's room for, you know, like a year or 2 or something like that. So, you know, the super cute little ideas. Doesn't have to be a sign. You could have used like a plastic tumbler cup for the summer holidays. They put out those really cute summer plastic things. Now I don't know what you'd put in the cup, but if it's see-through, you need to be, a little conscious of what you put in it so you don't see anything. But you could have something coming out of the cup. I mean, the idea is can just pour out of you. I will be joining your Patreon soon, hopefully next week. Well, thank you, Joanne. When you sign in, you'll see all the goodies. You'll see all the posts and all the other, and you'll have access to the video that I made for them already. So I appreciate that. Anybody who wants to see it. And that was the video on Patreon is a floral garland. So I made a floral garland for them. And if you guys need to see that video, you need to join at the $5 level to see Patreon special videos. And then any paid tutorial that I make going forward, if it's at the price point you're pledging at, usually most of my paid tutorials will be anywhere from $10 to $20. You will automatically get the paid tutorial because you're already donating to me on Patreon, if that makes sense. There's a bunch of rewards. Just go on there and read, see if anything fits you. It'll be great. Dell, I saw mini gardening tools at Dollar Tree. Yes, the little tiny ones. Yes, that would be super cute. You could put it in a little tiny planter. Yes, and then I didn't use my moss today. But I'm like super addicted to reindeer moss for some reason. It looks so cute when you glue it to the sides of things. You could put moss over those little tools. It'd be super cute, Dell. I need ideas for baby shower. Rose gold and white. Ah, I got you, Melinda. Baby shower, it's coming up, huh? How do you join Patreon? Okay, Creations by Angie. I'm going to try to put a link in here. This is my old phone. There's a link, and it's basically just you would create an account, so you need a username and a sign-in. And then when you create that account, you would look through to see what reward level you like. And you can see everything on there for, $5, $10, $15, $20. Pick which one you want. And you basically just put in a card information, and then you're not charged until the 1st of every month. So if you guys join today, you won't be charged until May 1st. And then, of course, you can quit at any time. You're not obligated to stay within Patreon for the entire time. It's whenever it suits you. Also, for Patreon, all of my patrons at the $5 and up level get links to a Vimeo account where you can watch all of my YouTube videos ad-free. So you guys know I've been making more YouTube videos, not just Facebook Lives. If you want, you can sign into Patreon after you join, and there'll be a link to Vimeo to see all of my YouTube videos ad-free, without interruptions, unlimited amount of times. As long as you're a patron, you can see them there. And then you don't have to worry about ads, because let me tell you guys, I have to be real. I'm going to put more ads in my videos. I have to find some sort of medium in order for me to keep getting these supplies. I love making this stuff for you. I absolutely love showing you guys how. And I still learn so much stuff from you guys. It's amazing. I just want to be able to, I want to be able to continue to do it. So, just one ad on YouTube isn't enough revenue for the month for me to continue to purchase supplies. That's the whole reason I did Patreon. Everyone knows it's the hardest thing to go out and ask people for money. It is. It's a faux pas. People don't talk about it. It's kind of nasty. It feels like you're kind of like being dishonest almost. And honestly, I support other people on Patreon. I'm patrons of other people, other creative artists and other gamers and other people who do entertainment. I'm a patron. And then you have to think, well, if you're so blessed that you can support other people, then do it. And then you get the added reward of knowing that you're sort of paying it forward for those people to continue to inspire and teach everyone else who's not able to, because they're still able to make videos to put on YouTube, which is free. So what I'm doing is I'm pasting the Patreon link right now. There's a link I just put in the comments, so you can take you right over to Patreon. And then, I wish there was a way I could pin that. I don't know how to do that. You guys, I'm like kind of behind the times on this Facebook Live stuff. I know everybody else has been doing this for ages, but anyways. There's a link in there. Otherwise, there's a separate link I'll put on my Facebook page separately after you guys just check after I put pictures up. You'll see the pictures. I will take pictures of these and get different angles, put that up for you guys, and also through Instagram. But you'll see the link on Facebook also. Thank you. Got a dash. Thanks so much. Thank you, Marcy. And I tried to help you in the voting, but you really did so well. See you in Texas. No problem, Carolyn. That's awesome. You guys were really awesome. Everyone helped out so much. The love and the support was great, so don't worry about it. It's not it's not a bad loss. It was a great experience. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, it's not the end of the world. And trust me, guys, I'm not upset. I'm very happy. Rhonda won. She had a really cute idea. And it was fun. The whole thing was fun. So don't worry about me, guys, but I know you guys are super nice and very supportive. So thank you so much, everyone. If you still have questions or anything, don't hesitate to message me on Facebook, and then also through Patreon. If you decide to join Patreon, first you get a big fat crafty hug from me. And then we can always contact me through Patreon as well. There's a messaging area. There's also posts. You can post your pictures and speak with the other patrons. It's a good community. So if you guys don't have anything else right now, let me take a peek one more time. So pretty, voted for you too. Thank you, Sharon. You guys are nice. Thank you, Nancy. Brenda, it was nice to see you too. All right, guys. So that's it for today. This guy turned out super cute. I love this little tiny, just this little tiny thing turns into such a cute little, and it's compact too. It's a good size. I'm super excited about this. So I'm going to have this listed in Etsy. It'll be for sale soon. All my links will be in the description if you're watching this on YouTube in the playback. And then also stay tuned on YouTube for the live shots. I'll have still pictures of this at the end. So that's it, guys. Thank you all for joining me on this Facebook Live today. And until next time, you guys take care. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye-bye.